Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Gimpy, and I'm here with turn 2 of Heroes of the Nam Series Firepower scenario, where I actually have a little action happening on this turn since last turn not much happened besides getting my guys on the board. First, just a reminder, as always, if you haven't, make sure you enter in the giveaway. I'm going to be doing that here in about a week or so when the month comes to a close. Just comment on the Gimpy's Game giveaway March video for your chance to enter. Make sure you're a subscriber, because that's the only thing I require is that you subscribe, and comment just so I've got your name on the list. Another bit of good news, I did find out finally that I don't have to move early, so that's great. That was going to throw me off real big if I had to move at the end of May instead of the end of November like we were planning. But yeah, that realtor, he kind of screwed up. He was not doing a good job, and I'm really thinking that's why they got rid of him. They didn't tell us too much, but evidently he kind of dropped the ball in a lot of different areas. So I think they're kind of happy to see him go. I know the lady that took over our property was seeming to be a little irritated that she had to take and keep figuring out what all he had dropped the ball on, and she seemed to be kind of at the end of her rope. So I'm hoping that she's doing better now. One other little bit of disappointment, though. I saw the new Star Wars, The Last Jedi, and it was god freaking awful. I mean, what the hell have they done to Star Wars? I mean, so many of us grew up on that. I know it has nothing to do with what we're doing here, but oh my god, it was atrocious. Luke Skywalker getting beat by someone who picked up a lightsaber for the first time a few days ago, and drinking milk from boobies of some alien and giggling about it. I mean, what the hell? What were they thinking? The movie was garbage all the way across. I was looking forward to, as my son got older, showing him the Star Wars films and getting him into it and get him into war games, and I'm just going to have to pretend there's, just the 7 and under. Yeah, Rogue One was okay, I like that. But this was bad. I don't get to go to the theater to see movies too often because we got young kids, and it's not conducive. Usually we can't find a babysitter. Sometimes we can, but this time when we were actually going to go see the new Star Wars, that was actually when my youngest was born. So that's why I ended up missing that. But God, that was atrocious. If you haven't seen it and you're a Star Wars fan, don't watch it. It'll break your heart. You'll just cry. It's disgusting what they've done to Star Wars. Could smack George Lucas for selling it to Disney, because what the hell were they thinking? I mean, you've got something. All you have to do is hire actors and have them stand in front of the screen and wave some lightsabers, and people will throw their money at you. I play, X-Wing, the miniatures game. I go to tournaments with stuff. I like Star Wars. And this was bad. This was horrible. All right, enough of my ranting. I've still been just beat up over that the past couple of days. Like, what the hell? I will tell you guys, I can't tell you why, but stay tuned to the Lock and Load page, their store page, their other stuff. There's some exciting stuff coming out from Lock and Load here soon. You guys are going to really like it. Just when I know more and can say more, I'll say it. But just stay tuned. Good stuff. You'll be excited. You'll like it. Have your money ready, because you're going to take and order this stuff. I'm guaranteeing you that. All right. Let's take and get started. There was one thing I had to touch on before we got cracking here. Okay, so I was looking over everything before I got started, and there was a couple things I wanted to touch on here real quick. One, I moved up. This guy, I just decided I didn't want him in that hex. I wanted him in this one because I'm going to do something here real quick. And the recoilless rifle that's here, it's not able to fire in all the directions that it can be seen outside of the bunker. It can only fire out of the 2 frontal hexes that it's considered to have. So it does have a line of sight down here and over here to where it needs it, but it's not aiming up this way. It'd have to pivot to fire out in that direction. Not a big deal. There's actually a wall there anyway, so it could only really fire along here anyway. One other thing, I had miscounted here. This tank is actually within range, and when I was kind of leaning back, behind the camera looking, it didn't appear to be within its line of sight. But by taking and getting my trusty little laser out here, bam, we can see that he was. He's got degrading terrain. I'm going to go ahead and give him the op fire that he should have taken at the tank. I could have said that, hey, you know, the tanks are buttoned and just been done with it, but that's kind of cheating because I didn't say it before I moved them. So we're going to give them the op fire from the previous turn at this frontal tank and see if they can shake them. Now what you're going to do is, after your modifiers, which this guy's getting a -1 and a +1 for the movement, so it's coming out to break even for him really. You're going to take and add their firepower to their die roll, their opposed die roll, and you're going to add the tank's lowest armor value. Okay, so he's adding a +3 plus whatever terrain modifier he'd have in this hex. His hex is clear, so he's getting no terrain modifier. So white for the Americans +3, green for the NBA, they're getting a +2, and we'll just do it like a normal opposed die roll. Okay, yeah, Americans win. No effect. 9 to the 7 that the NBA got. So there was no effect on it, but I wanted to go ahead and give them that shot just in case, or to be fair about it. You know what I mean? So we can get started here with the actual turn. We'll roll off to see who's going to have initiative. Let's take and roll. Oh, let me actually take these off real quick. Hang on, let me pause it. All right, now we're ready to get started. Everything's ready. And we're going to do our rally phase. See who has initiative. As always for this, white American, green NBA. Americans got it by 1. All right, so let's make sure I got that on my turn track. And now I have initiative. And I was sitting here thinking about it, like, okay, what's my plan going to be? Because this is when we're really going to start to get stuck in. And the cool part is, since this guy can shoot at my tank can shoot back. That's good news. This tank, I do believe, if he pulled forward, he could do an assault fire. Let's see, is he crossing that hex? No, that's crossing that building, so he's not going to have a line of sight from that building on it. Let's see, so it'd be just the front tank if I went with him. Do I want to go down here first, or I want to do the tanks first? I might as well just go and do the tanks first, because down here I'm looking at bringing these guys up and to do an assault fire into the bunker, having these guys come up and either do an assault fire at this frontal guy or over here at the bunker. It's going to be degrading going at the bunker, but then they could op fire at me. I don't know. We'll get into that. Let's just do the tank first. I'm not going to have him pivot the whole tank. We'll just pivot the turret here, because his turret's facing out of the front, so he's facing that way. So to fire that way, we'll throw down our turret. Oh crap, he hadn't fired yet. That's right, I was sitting there looking at it that he fired, but no, that's the I'll fire for the previous turn. So I have to attempt to spot him. And the spotting rules on this one is going to be pretty standard. He's in blocking terrain, so it's going to be a... Damn. Okay. Now that I'm looking at it, my chance of spotting is 1 in 6. Okay, because he's in blocking terrain, and there's degrading terrain between me and him. So if I do a spotting attempt on him, I've got a 1 in 6 chance of doing it, but I can't pull forward, right? Because this line of fire here is going right here. So if I go anywhere forward to try to scoot around to get to the backside of this village, this thing's going to take me out. This is a pain in the ass. I really did kind of screw myself over. Oh, I didn't even touch on it yet. My goof in reversing the map number 4 here, I did decide to go ahead and stick with it. There is one building here over in the back. I'm just going to ignore that building for scoring purposes, because it should be at the front. So it should be right around here, and that big hill should be right where these forests are. So my guys would actually be able to kind of cover behind the hill and come around on them. it's working out the same. I would have been going over the hill or through the trees regardless, which would have cost me less movement points going that way, but I decided I kind of liked it better this way anyway, because it makes more sense to me that the village was going to be at the edge of a forest rather than, you know, butted up against a mountain. But it doesn't make any difference, and I'd already recorded the first part, and I didn't want to have to go back and re-record it, so I was like, yeah, we're going with individual. Damn, though, that's what I'm looking at, is I'd have to roll a 1 to spot those guys to actually fire at them there. And that is considered degrading terrain for spotting. So if I try to spot him, if I go there and try to have those guys spot, it's going to be a 3 or under to spot them. So I'd have a 50% chance to try to spot these guys by doing an assault move. Well, no, can I? I don't think I can spot by doing an assault move. Shit. Damn. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I can do, and I'm going to be wasting turns if I just low crawl up, right? And just get here to where I've got a line of sight so I can make a spotting attempt next turn. Then we're just killing time. And this is only 10 rounds. Oh, most of these games I've been able to kind of defeat within, you know, 5 or 6 rounds, right? But that's just a lot of guys spread out. I don't want to keep hanging back, but maybe if I spend one more turn getting in position, it'll end up being better for me. Because if I low crawl my guys up, they have to take spotting attempts to even it, which of course they will, just to see if they get the chance to fire. This guy, again, the only reason he got to fire is because my guys had moved blatantly within his line of sight. If I bring these guys around over here, up into the forest, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 they would have. If I wait to move these guys until these guys have already made their spotting attempts, because they have nothing else to do. All right, they have nothing they can do besides moving some of their guys into better positions, possibly. So if this guy hopefully had taken a shot there or attempted to spot, then these guys can move up there pretty much unimpeded, because I would like to get them there, maybe them there, and push in, because this, between this and this, these two pieces of jungle terrain is degrading terrain, so any guys I have here is going to be blocked off from the rifle. The only one he's going to be able to hit on my guys is this one moving up, and this guy does not have line of sight on him, so he has to be fearful of him. If I low crawl, I can make them have to spot me, but then I have to take an attempt at a spot to them next turn. Man. This is my biggest problem, is putting this here has put me in a situation to where I can't push around here, and I'm having to try to get my guys into a position of being able to do something, and running into the guns is just not going to work. Because getting them, any of this is, you know, no man's land. This is open terrain. They'll get gunned the hell down with no terrain modifier, no cover. They'll just go down. So making a rush over there, and with this guy, he'd have a line of sight. So even if I tried to rush a squad into the building to try to melee them, they're still going to take 2 op fires, maybe 3 over there. Let me look real quick and see what I'm going to do. Okay, I think I got a plan. I'm going to take and kind of have some of my guys expose themselves so others can get shots in, and just see how this works out. All right. Might not be the best of ideas, but we'll see. All right, what can I do here? If I take and... I'm still thinking about it, because I need a certain amount of movement points to get there. All right. What I'm thinking is this Pathfinder here, because of his little ability, he can move through these jungle hexes without having to pay more than 1 movement point. So he can go 1, 2, 3 and still get an assault move off and still be able to fire. But I need this guy to be exposed. I need him to have fired. So if I move one of these guys into this hex, this guy will be able to see him firing through the degraded terrain. So he'll fire. He'll get a -1 for the degrading, but a +1 for the movement. And that will work for me, so I can take and move these guys around on the next one. And I was thinking about having this group do the same thing, except I'm going to have to move all of them to have enough movement points to get where I'm going. Get them up here to the edge of the terrain, right? And have the recoilless rifle fire at them, hopefully miss, and then take and have this group assault move up into this hex, and then 1, 2, 3, be able to fire at the recoilless rifle. So we're gonna have to play by ear, see what happens, but that's my goal as of now, is to try to get these guys to expose themselves by firing at some of my guys. Here I can take and do it by sending one squad forward, but here I'm gonna have to send the whole group and hope they don't get wiped out. So he's got double time. I mean, technically I guess I could just send the leader, but I really don't want to send just the leader. So yeah, we're going to do it that way. We're going to start with, okay, we'll take and leave that. So we're just going to send the weakest squad that I have, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to move to there. They're going to get marked with a move. All right. And these guys can take and just move up and join these guys later. No problem. They all have the movement points to get there. Now that's going to open up this guy. Since he's moved, degrading terrain, he can see. He's going to up fire and try to take this guy out. Good juju. Let me turn this back the way it's supposed to be facing. That way this guy can go in there, join the squad that's already there, and not have to worry about automatically taking fire. Next turn I can swing this guy around because these trees here will block the terrain from him being seen, and I can take just a shot at him and then do the same thing over here, hopefully knocking out the recoilless rifle. If not, I'll have to worry about that on the next turn. Okay, so here we go. We're taking a shot. This guy, he's got morale of 5. Marines have more than a morale of 5. They should have like a morale of 9 or 10. Come on, lock and load. You do this better. All right, you got to be realistic. And of course, it would not be a Gimpy video if I didn't drop something like the dice. Let's grab that. Okay. Op firing, again, he's going through degrading terrain. -1, +1 for the moved. We'll put a fired marker on him to designate that he is firing. So, and heavy jungle, I think, is a 2 target modifier. Let me check that real quick just to make sure. Yep, +2. +3 for NBA forces, so that sucks. So basically each dice is getting a +2. Alright, let's see what we get here. Oh! You gotta be kidding me, look at that shit. 6 and 6 goes out 8 and 8, which is no difference. White. Couldn't have happened any better. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, now these asswads have a turn. Let's draw a card, see what they're gonna do. Here's our little card. Nothing at close range, execute counteractions. I do have my sheets all turned to the defensive side, so it's going to be trying to guard and keep me away from victory conditions. There are no units off the map. There are no weapon teams with a line of sight. This guy's line of sight is blocked against the only guys he can see, because a couple of degrading terrain here, a couple of degrading terrain there. The rest of the guys are still behind the woods. Vehicles line of sight, no. Counters, squads with line of sight. Let me just make sure. It's blocked by wall, he's already fired. This guy's blocked by blocking terrain, so nope. None of them. Is there a medic and wounded on the map? There's a medic, but no wounded. Heroes on the map, no. Snipers on the map, no. Go to next order. Okay, here we go. Shaken enemy, closest victory condition, none. Enemy closest to target, dynamic move towards. Closest to unit fire, they can't do that. Okay. So when it says dynamic move towards, it means it's going to move either low crawl or something like that to keep itself from being spotted. And let's see. I'll pretty much be making the call. Like I said, I make the call personally on what units need to move. And what I'm thinking is this guy can't move without getting himself spotted and shot up. Because I was thinking, maybe he can run up into these buildings and help hold off the Marines and tanks. But no, if he moves here, I'm going to blight him. Like dead. All right, so he can't do that. But this guy can move over. He can do a low crawl maneuver, and it's a squad with an RPG, so him doing a low crawl into the next group of huts there is a good choice for them. Where's my low crawl ones? So that's ops complete, spotted, upper level. I know I got some. Abandoned. What's on the back of these? Wounded. Where the hell is my low crawl markers? I know I got low crawl markers. I grabbed some out, but no, I don't see them. Okay, well, let's just set this. Is it back of? There it is. It was the back of assault move. Okay, low crawl. So he's going to take in low crawl, spend his movement points to take in low crawl into that hex, and now he's going to have a line of sight behind this building, and my tanks are pinned in from two sides. If I go this way, the recoilless rifle's got a line of sight still, and as I come around the back of the building, now he has a line of sight on my tanks as well. He didn't where he was. Now he does. He can even move forward one more hex the following turn and have a line of sight down really hard onto my tanks, because as it is, I'm going to have to pivot him and try to come up straight so he's aiming at my hardest armor. But now if I turn to like face the bunker to try to point my armor towards him, then I'm pointing my side towards the RPG. So I think that's a good move for them. Alright, so now we're back to me. Now I'll do what I was originally planning on doing. So he's now spotted. Like I said, Pathfinder can move easily through the woods. 1, 2, 3, doing our little double time there. And what weapons do these butt nuggets have? Okay, so if I take and add all their firepowers together, here we got the M60 plus 2. So the M60's 2. Is it 2 or 3? Which one is this? It's a 2. 2, so that's 4. And then this guy's going to be halved, rounded up, so another 2. If it was a 3, that'd be better because I get 2 out of it, but I only get 1. So that brings it to 5, and then 1 for the leader. So that gives me a firepower of 6 minus 2 for the assault move. There is no degrading terrain there. So I'm getting 4 firepower against his building, which is... What's his building? Let's see. It should be light constructed building. Where is that on there? Wooden light constructed building. Yep. Oh, bastard. Bastard. Look at you. You're getting a +3. Come on. Damn it. Get to the chopper. Alright, so +4 against his +3. This is not good. I was thinking that was +2, but that's fine. We'll kill hell SOB anyway. Mother freako. I didn't say what you guys think I said. Nope, not at all. Not the hell at all. Shit. Said that like a good old southerner. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, that plan went to crap. Well laid plans of mice and men and marines and... Damn it. I wanted to take that guy out because this guy is really just pissing me off because he's exposing everything. Get rid of these two. I'm in good juju, but... Okay, back to them. I don't think they're going to do much else because no one else has a line of fire. Let me check. I think that wall is blocking him. Yeah, the wall is blocking him here. They don't have anyone else with a line of fire. I don't think they're going to do too much more movement because they're kind of where they want them to be. Let's see here. Nobody's at close range. Counteractions we actually just looked at, and there's nothing on there for him. Highest firepower, fire, farthest from good order unit fire. Largest stack, closest towards a victory condition, move towards. Okay, so that they could do. Well, this is a victory condition, that's a victory condition. And those are my two large stacks. Here's the thing though, right? That leader, any leader rather, only needs to have line of sight to start calling in some artillery on me. So if that butt nugget takes and moves up, he'll be blocked and I can't fire at him. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's gonna be out of range against anything except for M60s, and I don't have any over there. So yeah, if he moves up, he can on the next turn start calling down those 60mm mortars on my guys that are still here in the woods. So that's what I'm going to go for then. He's going to take and move up. That is stealthy. Who is this? Van Doo. Lieutenant Van Doo's moving up with his squad with their RPD. And they're going to go to moved. Yeah, this is going to be good for them because now they got a line of sight here and they can call in those 60mm mortars on top of me. Damn, I didn't even think about that. See, that's why I like these cards. They do a good job of soloing the opponent because, like I said before in other videos, I use the cards to determine what the AI is going to do. Is it going to move, fire, call in artillery, whatever it is, and then I do that action to the best of my ability for the enemy. I find that works best for me, personally. Okay, now my next plan, I can go ahead and just move these guys up, I guess, and make them burn another turn. They're probably going to pass because there's really not much else they can do. Well, I'll just wait and do that later. Where was I going to move this guy? Because I need to get him to fire, and I want him to fire when he has degrading terrain, so I'm guessing it's here. So 1, 2. Well, no, I could send, yeah, I could send just one. One could make that. That way I'm not risking both of my all of my guys. Because now that this guy's moved, I don't have to worry about stacking limitations here in the woods. They can go straight up instead of around to that hex. So yeah, I can send just one squad forward to risk instead of all my squads. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's burned his movement. He's moved. Oopsie, you can see me. And this is like, hey, open fire so we can find out where the guns are. Now the recoilless rifle is going to op fire at my guy. We'll take and mark him with a fired just to make sure I remember it. And let's take and grab this counter up. I'll throw it on screen, as usual for you guys so you can see what the stats are. Damn, he's got a 3 for his HE equivalent. So that's a heat round. Interesting. They self-rally on that good shit. Okay, so at the range he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to be using the leftmost column, which is unfortunate. If I was able to be a little farther away, he wouldn't have as good a chance to hit. Alright, let me make sure I'm doing this right for any modifiers. He is getting a -1 on his, or rather, he's getting a +1 for degrading terrain. Okay. It's not firing outside of an arc. Per hex of degrading terrain. I'm looking at the little port down here. So that's +1 to hit. Not firing smoke. He's not a single main counter. Pivoting to fire. Nope, he's not pivoting. Not mounted on a vehicle. Not AA. Not a helicopter. Not a night scenario. He's not adjacent. Marked with a move or assault move. Nope. Not a helicopter. And in terrain with a target modifier. That's going to be plus something. Should be +2. Let me check just to make sure real quick. Okay, so once we add in all our little modifiers, it's going to be a +3 onto him, 1 for the degrading and then 2 for the terrain the guy's in. So with a to hit of 8 it effectively means he's got to roll a 5 or under to actually hit. So let's roll it, see what we get. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. 10, so miss. Now the SOB is fired. I don't have to worry about his ass anymore, and I can get the rest of my guys moved up, taken care of. Alright, we'll draw another card for them here real quick. I have to make sure when I'm doing op fire like that, I'll sometimes, when you're playing solitaire like this, you know, occasionally you'll think, okay, well that was their turn to go again. It's just going to happen, but I caught myself this time. So, no one in close range, no special order. Nobody's got a line of sight that can fire right now. No one's in 0 terrain. Farthest from player unit, dynamic move towards. I don't think anyone wants to make a dynamic move towards right now. I think they're really kind of happy with where they're at. The medic's not going to move forward. Their mortar's in a good spot. This guy's holding down the main victory objective. The only guy that could potentially move is this guy, but he's also holding down an objective and does have a little bit of a line of fire through here to hold me back as I try to push forward. So I think they're kind of good there. I think they're just going to hold and pass. So we'll go with that, and then we will handle mine. Mine's pretty much going to be moving up this guy, and then the squad's joining. So I'm probably just going to take and roll that out because no one else is going to have a line of sight on any of my guys that can do anything. These guys have already fired. No line of sight. No line of sight over there. So, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, so he's out of range there. So, yeah, these guys will just move up and join my buddy that's already here. Am I putting him on the right one? I guess it really doesn't matter. They're the same ones. They're going to join them. They're up, and then this guy's going to assault move there and fire at the recoilless rifle. Okay, so let's add up what we got here. And remember, our hero in this one gets to fire his M60 like it's his. Like he's no penalty, right? Think about that. Now, the squad that's firing the bazooka, since they're a full squad, they can fire one support weapon and their inherent firepower, but you do handle the bazooka separately as far as the firepower. So let's see. It's going to be 3 plus 1/2 of 2 is 1, so it's 4 plus another 2 is 6. So they're firing, because of the assault moves, reducing firepower, they're firing their infantry firepower with 4, and then we've got to do the bazooka. We'll take and set these right here for now. We'll grab that bazooka out and you know what it is. Let's do our infantry firepower first. 4 against their bunker of 6, or 2. Look at me adding shit together. And this is considered, the rice paddy is open terrain. So, alright, 4 against 2. Come on, big dog, put a hurt on. Son of a bitch. Good grief, it's been just ones on this white die as far as the eye can see. It's killing me. Damn. Okay. Damn. Damn. Alright. The bazooka is going to be second column. It's going to need a 7 or better to hit with a HE value of 2. But what are my modifiers? I'm getting a +2 for the bunker. Damn, that means I'm going to be 5 or under. And then what's my penalty marked for the motor assault mode? +1. Damn. So I need a 4 or under on a 2d6 to hit with the bazooka. Probably not going to happen. Let's see what we get here. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. 4. Yeah. I am so nerdy awesome that I got excited over 2 dice rolling 4. It's like I'm shooting craps at Vegas or some shit. Alright, so all that effectively gave me is a HE value of 2 against him doing the opposed die roll. Damn, I can't remember this. Hold on, let me look something up real quick. Okay, so yeah, the HE modifier, the HE equivalent, is just that modifier against them just rolling a single 1d6. I think I screwed that up with my guys, but I can't remember if I did. If I aired my favor, screw it. All these ones that I've rolled here recently have been payback enough. So mine's getting a +2 against their single d6. And let's see what we have here. Son of a bitch. Okay, someone who's paying attention, tell me in the comments, how many ones is that I've rolled in a row for me so far? I end up with a 3. They got a 3. No effect. So that will complete the turn. The following turn, the Marines will be using the green dice, and the NBA will be using the white dice. I mean, what? And look, there's my 5. Here we go. What about, look, another 5. And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wow. The dice gods are against me today. Come on, dice gods, you're supposed to love the Marines. You're not supposed to hate the Marines. I mean, what the hell? All right, so that's not on that right now. I do believe that's going to finish out the turn, though, because well, you know what? There's really no reason for me not to take the spotting. Watch this. I need a 1 to spot that guy, right? Because he's in blocking terrain, and I've got 1 degrading terrain in front of me. All these ones that I've rolled so far, I will not roll a 1 now so I can fire at him. Watch it. Watch it. Okay, so let's see if we can take that spotting attempt. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Sometimes the dice gods just like to laugh at you, and this is one of those days. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it here. That's pretty well the end of the turn. I don't think there's anything else they can or want to do. I'm starting to think though. Let's see. No, these guys, they're blocked by that, but they do have a line of sight going through there. So this machine gun is blocking off this avenue of approach, and once I get into these buildings, they're going to be firing directly into it. So that guy, he's good where he's at. We're going to leave him right there, that weapon team. And like I said, the next turn, this leader is going to be able to start calling in onboard artillery down onto these hexes here. So that's bad juju, and that stuff can drift into my guys. So I really need to get these guys taken out so I can move forward. But I can't do that because I rolled a 1 every time I was attacking this turn. Okay, you guys make sure you enter Gimpy's Game giveaway if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.